Hi, I'm Brett Parker, multimedia specialist for Dairy Foods magazine. And today we're focusing on Kraft, who've recently unveiled Kraft Natural Cheese Protein Cheese Sticks, a cheese snack designed to meet growing consumer demand for convenient protein enhanced snack options. Available in two classic varieties, mild cheddar and pepper jack, each stick delivers 17 grams of protein per serving and contains 50% less fat than Kraft Natural Cheese's traditional mild cheddar and pepper jack cheese varieties. Here to discuss this is Amanda Vaal, Director of Brand Marketing at Lactalis Heritage Dairy. Amanda, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Brett. Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us about the initial inspiration behind these protein cheese sticks?
Yes, that's a great question. So, anytime we're looking to figure out what we want to innovate and launch next, we're always looking at what are trends, what are we seeing out in the marketplace, what are we hearing back from either our consumers or consumers who haven't quite purchased us yet. So, what we know is people are busy, they're always on the go. So, anything we created needed to be convenient. But then also, consumers are continuing to get more educated around what food helps them feel fuller longer. What's going to be a snack that's going to get them from snack time to meal time or in between meals. So, really, this came from this desire of how do we create a snack item that's both nutritious and convenient to really satisfy consumers. And that's where protein became our main focus.
Well, honing in on that, I wanted to speak on the current enthusiasm for protein, specifically the benefits of it and why it was so important for this specific product.
No, that's another great question. So protein is on trend and it's been on trend. We continue to see an uptick. But one thing that has evolved is historically, we always thought about protein being for the gym goers. And now everyday consumers are becoming much more educated on this protein. And they're really looking for these snacks that can provide energy and provide overall wellness. A snack isn't always just about indulgence. So when really trying to figure out what we were going to create, it was essential that we elevated a classic, which is cheese. Most people love cheese, they snack on cheese. So, how do we give them a little something extra? And that's truly where this enthusiasm for protein and really honing in on that and creating this product came from.
What do you feel is the biggest challenge of creating a snack that's centered around protein?
Yeah, so it really is taste and texture, right? So some protein snacks can be delicious, but maybe they're filled with other filler items that consumers may not be looking for. So when it comes to cheese, cheese has very simple ingredients. So there isn't too much you can play with, and maintaining that taste and texture and quality is just so important to any item that create from Kraft Natural Cheese. We also wanted to make sure that the flavors were familiar. Mild cheddar, cheddar is the top cheese in the United States. So creating any product that wasn't a cheddar was going to be a miss for us. But then also, when it comes to snacking, these more spicy, but they still need to be familiar flavors are also very popular. And that's what we ultimately decided to also launch this pepper jack. So, really kind of finding that balance of the taste of both of these products while maintaining the texture and delivering on that protein was truly a challenge for us. And ultimately, we nailed it, which was great.
You mentioned earlier about following consumer trends and discovering a need for protein. I was just curious, was there any consumer data in relation to protein that took you guys surprise at all? That was an eye opener?
Yeah, honestly, the fact that consumers are still learning a lot about protein. One thing that was really interesting is consumers we were talking with, it was a mix. I'm not saying everyone. We're still surprised to learn that protein is naturally found in dairy. And so as we were really trying to figure out how far can we push the limits, it was nice to give a little bit of education around there's still protein naturally found in dairy. And then ultimately we pushed the limits a little bit, which was great. But also just really trying to hone in the fact that we finding that more people snack than they used to. I always thought snacking, most people snack multiple times a day, but that percentage continues to increase year over year. That was another thing that really helped us really unlock how this idea could come to life.
Now, after making a product like this, do you find in hindsight that certain principles emerge on how to craft a healthier cheese product?
Yeah, I mean, healthier means something different to everybody, right? So it's our job to try to find that perfect mix between how do we create something that enhances nutritional value but still tastes great. And healthier doesn't necessarily just mean that something's lower fat or has more protein. It really needs to be well rounded because the ultimate goal is I think we have packaging that is going to really incite consumers at shelf to pick us up, be excited to go find us. But the goal is to get them to repeat and buy us time and time again. And you can only do that when your product tastes good and delivers on the flavor. So those were really important for us when we were crafting this item.
Fascinating. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Amanda Vaal, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Brett. Thank you for having me.
And thank you all for watching.